All right, more selecting and masking with Photopea. Here's Photopea, got my layer mask, and Photoshop, got my layer mask. So I started out with this image that I got from Firefly, and it's just good practice. Selecting and masking is like one of the fundamental Photoshop skills, and so I encourage you to keep practicing. It's better than erasing, which you do in Canva and Adobe Express, and it's better than I don't know. You have to do it because you can't meatball a layer like you can with Illustrator. So it's just really good practice. There's lots of great tutorials. So get this image or image that's similar of something, someone. It could be a real person. It could be a real mascot photo that you want to get just the head from the body. So there's hours and hours of Photoshop photography experts doing this with, blonde hair models on a light background, which is difficult, or dark hair models on a dark background, which is difficult. But this image is pretty easy, especially around the edge, because it's this blue on white, which is a luminance transition that's easy for Photoshop to detect. The hard part is this kind of dark area around the chin and the neck, because it's dark fur or dark colors on dark colors, and it's hard to tell when one stops and one ends, or if this is a little beard here in the chin, or if it's just some more of this kind of sweater knit material. So, all right, we're going to quick select, we're going to mask, paint with black and white, and we're going to do it. So I'm going to start with Photo P. I have this one from last time. If I hit File Save to get rid of the asterisk, let's see, just to do File, Save to P drive, asterisk goes away. But I'm done with this anyways. Once Save goes away. All right, so I'm going to drag in my JPEG. It's not the best quality JPEG. I think I did Control-click, Get Info. It's like a medium. Get info, maybe come up in front of the browser. No. Right, yeah, I could do image size, I guess, since I have a image editor here. Image size, ... So 448 by 576. So usually you want something 1,000 by 1,000, but it's kind of on the medium side. So, all right, so I'm gonna Command 0 to fit it in my window. I guess I should save it in case it crashes, even though I'm not doing a ton of steps. So save as PSD to get it on my desktop. Call this AI Lobo Photo P PSD. It should show up. This is where it showed up last time. There it is. So File, Save More, PSD to storage. You don't need to do this, but just if you want to know how to kind of work with the Photo P drive cloud, you could make sure you're signed in. It's easy to sign in with a Gmail account. All right, so first, let's see what the automated tool can do. Remove background. So I'm going to do remove background, and it says either pay for premium or watch a short ad. So hit OK. And so remove background is a combination of select subject and add a layer mask. So it both selected the subject and added a black and white layer mask. And you can option click on the layer mask to see how it did. Pretty good job. Little kind of fuzziness around the top of the head, but all in all, pretty good. So let's see. I want to get my quick select tool. All right, because again, no meatball like Illustrator, so we got to tell Photoshop what pixels we want to edit. And I found you can use left and right bracket to resize your brush to kind of start inside an eye. Yeah, it didn't work. Okay, so left. So make your brush really small and start just inside. There we go, right? So now if I start just in this little region, I start to get some good edge detection going on with a quick select tool. All right, so now I'm in add to selection mode. So every time I click, it unites or adds to selection. So let's kind of keep going around. Get that ear. Get So it's doing really good, right? It stopped right there, detected that edge and along the chin, neck. All right, but then it jumped too far. So you can do Command Z, or you can switch to toggle between the plus and minus by holding Option. And if you look, you can see it switched. And there we go. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's, it's just an automated tool, so use it to get started, but don't depend on it. Don't try to go back and forth once you get something kind of like a good starting point. All right, so now I want to invert the selection because basically I want to fill the feet and chest and hands in this little layer mask with black. So I want to select inverse, Command-Shift-I. And so now you can kind of see the marching ants are going around the edge of the image up to the chin. And so now I can fill, edit, fill, dot, 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 and I can do drop down and I can fill it with black. Or the keyboard shortcut, if you think of the color chips as Option and Command, the foreground's a little to the left, like Option, and the background's a little to the right, like Command on the keyboard. So let's see, if I hit the D key, it actually goes back to the default. So I just switched them, like just clicking on the double pointed arrow here. So I want to fill it with black, which is now my background, which is Command. So I hold Command and hit delete, and it fills, like I just said, the layer mask with the black where the feet and arms and chest are. Good. So I still got my marching ants going around the edge, and I want to select and deselect to get rid of my marching ants, Command D. And then I can spacebar to get the hand tool, Command to get the magnify and zoom in between the eyes. And then I can kind of polish up if I want. I think it's kind of, I don't know, you could leave it. I kind of don't like how it looks along the bottom, and then a little bit of the top of the head here is invisible. So, all right, so I'm going to switch, done with selecting, masking, and filling with black and white. Now we're going to paint. So brush tool, B key, and I want like 90% hardness works good. So you got a little bit of a soft feathery edge, right? Like you see that's a really soft edge, the feather gradient look. So right bracket to get the brush, kind of like if I just click along here. So now I want to make sure I'm painting with white, like inside the head, which is good because I want to kind of add to the selection. If I go too far, it's going to be white from the background, that white studio background. But that looks good. I'm happy with that. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to swap my foreground and background by hitting the X key or clicking on that little double pointed arrow. The X key swaps foreground and background colors. D restores them to default. And then I'm just going to clean up these. Oh, right, so I was wrong. So Command Z. So I want to paint with black, right? Because I want this black from the bottom to come up into the chin of the. All right, so that looks better. So get rid of some of those hairs that are sticking out. I don't know. It looks a little blurry. I'm just trying to get rid of that dark blue and make it more like the chin area at least is light blue. So maybe by over here that looks fine. Let's see. There's a couple kind of crazy spots in here. If I really want to get perfectionist, I can kind of space bar to. I can zoom in even more and make my brush even smaller. So right bracket, right, I can kind of come in here and keep painting with black to get rid of some of these spots. But when you zoom out, it's going to look fine. So looks like if you, there we go. So there's like one over here maybe, right? So. All right, now Command 0. All right, that looks good. Okay, I'm happy with that. So file save to P drive. And let's head to Photoshop. So I got Photoshop open. I'm going to drag my JPEG onto Photoshop to open it in a new tab. Like I said, to open it in a new tab. Control click. Control click. Open with Photoshop. I guess it's already open in Photoshop because I didn't save it as a PSD last time. So. All right, so I'll click out of here and don't save from last time. Now, when I drag it in, it should work. All right, so Command 0, and then File, Save As, and call this, I don't want to save a JPEG or else, there we go, Photoshop PSD. I can call it AI Lobo Photoshop Demo, something unique. All right, so Photoshop's a little easier. I think the quick select tool works a little better. You got this contextual taskbar, which lets you do a lot of inverting, and you'll see here in a sec. So, all right, so I want to do the same thing. Should be on the move tool by default, and I want to remove background. So right in the contextual taskbar, it says remove background. Good job, looks good. All right, thank you for pop-ups. I don't want to learn more right now. All right, so we want a space bar, then middle finger on command, and zoom in and kind of focus on the head here. I could option click again to, looks the tops of the head's a little better. Option click. So let's go to the quick select tool and again start kind of in one eye and kind of work our way around the image. Good, that ear, got the top of the head, and then kind of come down here through the face. All right, so pretty good, and we're gonna kind of paint out that bottom edge anyway. So what I want to do now, Command 0, I got the marching ants going around the head. I want to invert that. So in this contextual taskbar, I got the invert button, invert selection, or you can search for the command under select inverse. Then I want to fill everything, the feet and arms and chest, with black. And it looks like, this might not be the default. The default's white and black. So I want to fill, and then we got in the contextual taskbar, I can fill it with black, or again, I like that keyboard shortcut. I can command, because my background color is black, I can command delete and fill the chest, the selection, with black. Good. All right, so done with selecting deselect in the contextual taskbar, right? It's kind of nice. It's like it knows what commands are most commonly used. So spacebar, middle finger command, clicking between the eyes, and all right. Okay, so I just want to clean that bottom edge up again. I still got the quick select tool active, so I need to switch from the quick select tool to the brush tool, hit the B key. And again, paint with a like a 90% hardness brush. Click off to get out of that menu. Right bracket to make it big. Paint with black. Switch. Hit the X key or hit the double pointed arrow. And now I can kind of clean up this bottom edge and get rid of some of those dark blues in there. That's kind of good. I think it looks kind of natural. So maybe I actually have to hit the X key and get inside the image and kind of add to it by painting with white, like to bring it down a little. And then X. So, I mean, you can zoom way in and kind of... All right, so that's pretty good. And then if I want to be a perfectionist, keep zooming in and make my brush super tiny and kind of clean up maybe some of these areas that are a little jagged or pointed that look kind of like, I don't know, they shouldn't be there. All right, I'm happy. All right, so Command 0, save it maybe, file save in case something crashes or it's on my desktop. And then let's export it. So File, export a PNG with a transparent background. File, export, export as PNG from the drop-down, transparency checked, export. Make sure we see where we save it to our desktop. Good. And I think it just came in right there. Yep. And then done with Photoshop, done with Photopea. Let's make a new Adobe Express 16:9, kind of like a YouTube thumbnail. And I can drag it in. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to make this like a square. And so it looks like I was getting a smart guide there for a second, right? So that's a perfect square. Too bad I can't like reposition the head. So what I want to do is keep dragging it down. We'll probably get those smart guides again once we do this, right? So here, there we go, but I just missed it, right? So, all right, so I'm going for that perfect square. All right, close enough. Okay, so once I get that, I can option drag and blow it up. Kind of make it take up half the page on the right, and then I can get my fall 2025 type. So under text, text, add text, change the font to college, Octon College. I want the font family to be heavy. I want the alignment to be center. I want some text to say fall, enter 2025. And I want to move it over, have it align, and then option drag a corner. And let's see, it looks pretty good. There's, I don't know, I kind of like the a little bit less line spacing. And should always try and match the colors. So if I want to grab it and have the color be like the eyedropper, this kind of in this eyebrow area, man, so it's hard to tell. So if I'm going here, I go left. Oops, and that worked, so I hit it. You could do the blue of the eye or the blue of the fur. Oh well. So just want them to match, and then the white, the background can be white, and can't see it's white on white. So let's get some kind of gradient in here. I'm gonna move this to the right a hair, and maybe see if I can get that. No. There it is. No, there isn't a different smart guide, so all right. All right, you'll see why I'm obsessing over this one-to-one aspect image here in a sec. All right, so let's get the gradient in the background. Maybe a name here too. So select and mask demo. All right, so I want a photo under media, some kind of radial gradient. Doesn't really matter. I think I found one. Radial gradient under photos, media. This one is the one I used, and if you drag it in, it goes away. So if you drag it in, you can click on it and do set as background, which is nice because it makes it, you don't have to drag the corners out. And then I'm going to adjust it and desaturate it, but then maybe bring up the contrast and I don't know, darken those, drop down the shadows, get rid of some of those highlights. You can, all right, so something like that. Now we see the stroke, which it calls outline for some reason, even though every other Adobe application calls this stroke. Adobe Express calls it outline. And so I want like a little outline to match. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this layer, which brings in one shifted down bottom right a little. So ... duplicate. I'm going to click on it and shift click on the one behind it. You can't select by clicking here. You got to try to select in here. And once you have a bunch of things like a background image, it can get kind of tricky. So I got them both selected, even though you can't tell, just the bounding boxes. Then I'm going to go to position, top, left to put them on top of each other perfectly. Click on the background image, go to effects and duotone, which gives me two color chips. And I want the shadows to be white and the highlights to be white. So it's 100% white, X out done. Nothing changed, but if I option drag, make sure the background image is highlighted in your layers, then you can bring out that outline. So it's not a perfect square, so you get some spots that don't look perfect, like down there. But you can blur it too, right? You can go to edit and then adjust and blur. just to kind of, I don't know, not make it quite so, I don't know, so pronounced, so perfect. All right, so that's, I'm happy with that. I hope you had some good practice with selecting and masking, but you start with a selection, add to it with a quick select, invert, paint with white and black until you get what you like. So have fun with selecting and masking.